lights are on the Aradara Express, and lights are on all over Greece in celebration because the Greek national team have won the World Magic Cup. Rich Hagon here alongside Simon Görtzen and Louis Scott-Vargas. I'm the only one without a Pro Tour trophy to my name, but it is great to be with you in this august company. Greece now joined the ranks of champions of the World Magic Cup. They become the 5th country to claim the title, and they did so in amazing fashion. So we begin our review here from Rotterdam. We're trying to come up with a card of the weekend. What cards really encapsulated what this weekend was all about? Simon, you were talking about a red card.
Yes, Conflagrate, and that's because Dredge was just everywhere this weekend, and whenever it seemed to be close, that was the card that put Dredge over the top, getting opponents to 10 life or less, just killing them out of nowhere, fueled by life from the loam, even discarding Bloodghast to reanimate. It did everything.
Luis, Dredge is a deck that not necessarily a lot of people have a lot of experience with, even within Modern, but this weekend has been a real showcase for that deck because almost every team found it within their unified configuration.
Yeah, and part of that is that it's such a powerful deck that requires specific hate cards, and I watched multiple games where Dredge would beat Eternal Relic of Progenitus. On the play, it beat a turn 2 Rest in Peace, and it's such a good deck when they don't have anything, and even when they do, it can still beat them because it's a combination of consistency and power.
So Conflagrate would be a good choice, but we've actually gone with a different deck. The deck is Infect, and the card we've gone for is Become Immense. That is our card of the weekend. It kind of encapsulated everything that went into Infect because there were so many pump spells, but the speed, Luis, at which people gleefully reached for their graveyard and went, this is the one that actually kills you. Yes, I'm setting up this +2/+2 here and this free mutagenic growth there, but Become Immense was the killing blow more often than not.
Become Immense often is just a one-shot kill. You peck in for a point of damage, maybe with an Exalted trigger. Next turn, you're just like, Become Immense, you're dead. And it was the card that out of nowhere won the most games. We saw in the quarterfinals it get Thoughtseize, then immediately drawn for the kill the next turn. And Become Immense was the last spell cast in a large number of games.
Well, a moment ago, Bill Chronopoulos said that he was speechless when trying to talk to Marshall. Let's see how BDM gets on, because he is with the champions. The team of the weekend, of course, are the champions. Here come Team Greece.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Bill. I had a little tear in my eye when you guys pulled this off. You promised your team a victory here at the World Magic Cup, and you got it.
I did, and I got it. Yeah, we all got it. It's a teamwork. I lost 2 of my top 8 matches, but it doesn't matter. I won the last one, and all the others do the important stuff. So we're here with a trophy now.
So happy for you, so happy for Greek Magic. I want to hear from all of you guys individually, but Bill, is there, there's the burden of a country's expectations are on you. Who do you want to thank? Who was home cheering for you throughout this event?
Everybody in Greece. I want to thank all of them, and they will keep telling me that we should not get back without the trophy. So we will get back now. I want to thank first of all my teammates. They did a wonderful job. And of course, our sponsor, Game Rift, they sponsor us, and the whole Greek community, everybody was with us all the time, watching us and cheering us, and it was amazing. Thank you, everybody.
Panagatis?
Yes, I want to thank my teammates, especially Nikos and Petros. They didn't lose a single match throughout the tournament. Even though when we were with the back against the wall, they did their job, and that's why we're here with the trophy now.
Petros, it was fun to watch you there. Tell me about, I'm going to slide in the middle here so we can do this a little less awkwardly. So tell me about winning this trophy.
Yeah, it would mean a lot for us and the 4 of us, and no Greek player achieved that goal. So it's a big honor for us and to the Greek team to go higher and higher. Mike Matsoukas, previous years, Kapalas, Fatouros, we had many names, Vangelis Papatsarouchas. So it would mean to a lot of young players, to start and playing the game more seriously.
Anybody you want to thank at home?
Yeah, all my friends playing the game that helped us doing this, and the teammates, they were awesome.
Your fans,
we have some fans, yeah, Cypriot ones and Greek ones and Iranians, so okay. I'd like to thank all of them. and we will keep it up.
All right, and the coach here in the final rounds, Nicholas, who do you want to thank?
I would like to thank captain, the absolute captain, all my teammates and all the guys from Greece for their support. No, I can't say anymore. I can't. I don't have words.
All right, well, it was a conflagrate for the ages. Bill Chronopoulos and the rest of the Greek national team, you are the World Magic Cup champions. We'll see you in Dublin. Congratulations again. Great job by everybody.
Of course, they are the team of the weekend. Greece are your World Magic Cup champions. Phenomenal stuff. Now, as for a match of the weekend, of course, the final was great. But we're going to point you back to the semi-finals because, Luis, you were in the booth for our match of the weekend. It was the semi-finals, Belgium against Italy. And in a sense, around all the pageantry of the World Magic Cup and the fun and the camaraderie, we sometimes lose track of the great magic. There was a game in that semi-final where just mere mortals were left behind way before the end of that one. Tell us, just give us a sense of what happened in that semi-final.
The matchup was Goryo's Vengeance against Infect, Jerome Bastion against Matteo Rizzi, and the amazing part about that match was that both players had various opportunities to actually win the game, or try to, with the cards in their hand, but didn't out of the fear of what their opponents were representing. And there was this complicated interplay where Rizzi had to leave up Breeding Pool to represent Spell Pierce, which prevented Jerome from going for Through the Breach Gristlebrand. He didn't have the Spell Pierce, but it did actually cost him to leave up Breeding Pool. Likewise, Rizzi didn't go for various Infect kills out of fear of sudden shock or so he could leave up Breeding Pool. And the match ended up concluding in a crazy manner with Ravenous Trap being cast. In response, Gristlebrand being Through the Breached in. Jerome drew almost his whole deck. Didn't end up winning that turn because of the Ravenous Trap. Won the game with 2 cards left, and it was just an amazing match.
Yeah, it really was, and you should go back and watch that very, very carefully. The semi-final was our match of the weekend. Well, we're closing in on the end of our show. So what were the magic moments of the weekend? Just the little tidbits, maybe they're on the side, maybe they're from gameplay. Just the moments that we'll take away and think, yeah, that was the WMC for 2016. And Luis, I'm going to start with you, if I may. What is your magic moment here?
Watching Greece win the game on turn 2 with Infect, triple mutagenic growth, and Might of Old Krosa, and the joy on their faces when that happened. That wasn't the match even. That wasn't the entire match. But that was what put them on the path to victory. It was incredible to watch.
It really is living the dream, because you can't, if you just took the 60 cards and went, I'll have this one, this one, this one, this one, boom, 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 thank you very much. It was absolutely wonderful. BDM, how about you? Your magic moment?
You know, it's a very small moment. It was away from the table. It was in the mid-rounds of day 2, and Team Macedonia was really under the gun and had to win their matches, and they were looking at a feature match, and there was some trepidation on the team about we got eliminated on camera last year. We don't, the jinx of being on camera, and even Osmanic was
even Neskovic.
Yeah. Sorry, was just like, no, I want a feature match. I want to kick pro player butt. That's why I'm here. And to me, that absolutely encapsulated what the World Magic Cup is about, right? Just letting players from around the world who don't have the opportunities to get to the Pro Tour and to show their stuff and to represent their country on the highest stage, as often as we might take for granted in North America and other parts of Europe, step up and just kick pro player butt. They eliminated Canada and they eliminated the United States along the way.
Simon, how about you? Your magic moment?
It feeds off of the incredible victories of Macedonia, basically David versus Goliath every single round. And there came a point where they were playing Australia for the second time in this tournament, and they knew their matchups were bad, and they knew this would be probably the hardest fight they would be playing for top 8, mind you. And I watched how this match concluded, and the graciousness with which Macedonia conceded that match, that round, how happy they were for their opponents to make it into the top 8. Rather than focusing on their loss, they focused on their opponent's victory. That was just amazing.
Simon's part of my magic moment, as it turns out, because I'm going to start with a loss, and it was for Germany late last night in the last round, playing for top 8. They lost. They were devastated, and for every winner, someone has to lose. In that last round, it was Germany who found their journey coming to an end. They weren't just playing for the top 8 here, they were playing to be on the Pro Tour for an entire team. And there was a 5-10 second pause where just the row of them were completely still and drinking in that the run was over. And then they had that same grace, compassion, dignity, understanding of how great this tournament is to then say to their opponents, best of luck tomorrow, go take it down. And I thought that was fantastic, and I told you, Simon, this, and then you said there's a postscript to that story.
Yes, of course. Being German myself, I had to go to them. They were devastated, almost on the verge of tears. I think it's really important to congratulate these teams at that moment so that they realize what they have achieved. They are focusing on not making the Pro Tour, not making the top 8. But top 16 with that team, I think is a great achievement. Patrick Dickmann, he took it really personal. He said, I lost with affinity, I lost with my deck. And of course, the team was not feeling great at that particular moment, but Patrick Dickmann in particular impressed me. He comes off as a little goofy, he comes off as a really good Splinter Train or Affinity player, but when you think of him as a captain, you just see a young, skinny German Magic player, but he really stood up and said, hey guys, you did an amazing job, we all worked really hard for this is our achievement, we didn't make it into the top 8, but we have to accept what we got and how we got there. We should be proud of ourselves.
Yeah, well, all 73 teams should be proud of themselves. They conducted themselves with great honour and fun and no little measure of skill. It has been a wonderful 3 days here in Rotterdam. We thank you for being part of our World Magic Cup 2016. For Simon Görtzen, Louis Scott-Vargas, Brian David Marshall, Gabby Spartz, Tim Willoughby, Marshall Sutcliffe, all the men, women, boys and girls behind the scenes bringing you this tournament. Thanks for being part of it. We'll do it all again next year. But we leave you with a reminder of our champions. Greece, our champions of the world.